Welcome to Coffee Talk. I am your host, Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, and welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast show. This is our Sunday night cultural studies night, and tonight we have a great show lined up. We're going to talk about it, but before that, you know who it is. Mashuma Saba, M. Saba, and this is the Cultural Variety Podcast show. Come on in. Right now, I'm having a technical difficulty with volume. So let me know if you can hear me. Go in the chat box and just let me know if you can hear me. But other than that, we're going to go ahead and fire off this show. All right. So, yeah, this is Coffee Talk Podcast, a Cultural Variety Podcast show. And tonight we're going to talk about the comedian Drewski. It's big on the social expressway right now. Everybody's having this conversation. And I thought, let's go ahead and have it here tonight as well on Coffee Talk Podcast. Let's go ahead and break down this whole thing about comedians, what they can say in joking manner versus the emotions of people. And also, we'll discuss blackface and how that correlates into it as well. What is blackface? Well, blackface is when white comedians are painting themselves in black to play a character and how we feel about it. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Now, if this is your first time tuning into our show, Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Studies Night, we're just a little bit different. It ain't too much raw on here. We want to make sure that we are teaching tonight. We're going to make sure that we are having open dialogue. There's no right or wrong answers, but there's all types of forms of expression in regarding truth versus falsisms or opinions. All three of them are three different things. Now, if this is your first time tuning into the show, we never start the show without giving you what we call the wise words, as well as the flavor. Now, what is the wise words? The wise words are inspirations, they're quotes, inspirational, you know what I mean? And these are left from our ancestors, whether they're passed on to the essence or are currently living today. These are messages that will motivate you. These are messages of upliftment. And this is what we call wise words. So tonight's wise words is by a gentleman that played in a movie called Uptown Saturday Night. He also played in a movie called Uptown Saturday Night, as well as Let's Do It Again. He played the other half of great actor Sidney Poitier. This gentleman was born July 12th, 1937 in Philadelphia. And he had one of the longest television series in evening television on Thursdays. That's right, on Thursday nights. I can remember when we were shorties coming back, we would always want to watch what they called the Cosby Show or Different World. We wanted to watch this particular show because the show had so much enlightenment to it. It made you want to go to a black college, also known as a HBCU. It made you want to dress fly with the fly Coogee sweaters that Mr. Cosby once wore. He's the one that introduced a lot of y'all's uncles and a lot of those players back in the day with wearing them Coogis that used to be like $500 to $1,500 just for a sweater, just for a joggers. So tonight's wise words is from Mr. Bill Cosby, Dr. Cosby, who we love and respect. And this is his wise words. Mr. Cosby said, "I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." I'll say it one more time. This is Dr. Cosby. "I don't know the keys to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everybody." Those are the wise words of Dr. Bill Cosby. Peace, 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 peace. I have to admit that I'm a little worried about this video right now because I cannot hear the volume. And let me see, maybe it's from keyboard. I could do it, you know what I mean? But I can't hear y'all, or hear myself, I should say. There we go. Can you hear me? Give me 1 second. Okay, now let's see if this volume works. I'm gonna turn that off. Again, I apologize to my viewers and supporters, and I thank you for just giving me this moment. All right, let's just go ahead and dive right in. Again, I hope that I'm sorry for saying hope to y'all. But you know, may the volume be up because I don't want to waste this great show. You know what I mean? All right. All right, so tonight's flavor is just some natural water. You know what I mean? Why? Because drinking natural water helps with not falling for the hunger. When you feel like you're really hungry, drink some water. Or if you're thinking about cutting back, trying to lose weight, and so you don't want to eat as much or be snacking, use some water. So tonight it's natural spring water. That's something that I like to drink. I also like to drink natural waters. I kind of stay away from I do stay away from purified waters. I did a show last year about waters too, so you may want to check that out in our archives. But purified water is just extremely clean. They don't have no minerals up in it. You know what I mean? And you need minerals with your water. So that's why I switched to natural and spring water, just to let you know. So that's what the flavor is tonight, is the natural spring water. All right, so let's go ahead now and let's just jump into our show. And as I had stated, we're talking about Drewski's skit. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Drewski is one of these new, young, up-and-coming comedians. I know a lot of you people know him, especially if he's reaching the masses of 44 million. And I'll explain that in a second. Drewski is a young comedian that loves to imitate various peoples in pop culture and the culture, and you know, on social media, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he's pretty funny. You know, in comedy, sometimes people have great jokes and sometimes they shoot out bombs. You know what I mean? But Drewski is an up and coming comedian, and he had a skit created that came out this past week that was called Conservative Women. Now, many want to try to say that it's a reflection of Erica Kirk, you know, and other conservative women. I thought it was funny. I'm sure y'all seen it. If you haven't, type in Drewski at YouTube or any of the other social outlets and go ahead and pull up the skit, Drewski, Conservative Women. And you'll be able to watch the video yourself, and it kind of makes sense what I'm talking about here. All right, so he came out with this skit, Conservative Women, imitating Erica Kirk, and it was quite funny. However, where we're at in society today, we're in emotional times, an emotional time period. We're also in a time period of excuses, lack of accountability, so-and-so, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But and that's what hurts. Comedy. You know, there was a time back in the days, I know some of y'all may know that, some of y'all may not, but comedy was the thing that relieved everybody when they was in stressful times. Comedy was the thing that brought families together where y'all could sit down like we used to do as a family unit and have a good show. Watch Richard Pryor, watch Steve Martin's movie, watch Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, my man Red, you know what I mean? I'm just right now having brain farts on some of the comedians, Eddie Murphy, some of the other legends, that you know what I mean? Comedy was to bring families together or to give you, you know, just some entertainment, some laughter. They say that laughter is a medicine within itself. And the dopamine effects that come from laughing into your body that help change your stress, your depression, or just whatever you may be going through. Comedy was funny. With comedy, you could talk about anybody. Some of the words I would say you can't say anymore. Or you can, but people want to shun you when you do. Like, for instance, when you call a person art retard, you know, excuse my language. Some people don't like using that word, so I'm just respecting it. Or they would say mental, you know, put the mental in front of it. Comedy has lost its golden spirit. Everybody wants to be emotional and not taking the fact that you're at a comedy show or you have a comedian here and their purpose is to bring light, to laugh. Today's society proves that we don't laugh anymore. The thing that moves the algorithm, the thing that moves the motion, typically is negative things, unhappy things, depressed things. And everybody uses that in one package to live their days, talking about it, gossiping about it, sharing it to one another. Nobody likes to laugh anymore. It's almost like laughter is a weakness. So Drewski comes out with this conservative woman skit. It's heard around the world, 44 million viewers. Again, it's funny. Drewski just did another skit a couple months back of pastors. And the pastors want to attack him. Some people on whatever side you want to call it, left, right, I don't play none of those sides. So whatever side you want to call it, people want to try to cancel you. We live in that day. Or at least create a fear that they're canceling you. Because can't nobody cancel you. You know? So this particular skit that Drewski made about conservative women and the effects it's having on other people that are mad now because, oh, we're being attacked. This is what other cultures are saying. Oh, we're being attacked. And not just other cultures, a little bit of everybody, feminist movements, all kind of things are pushing back. Oh, he should be banned. He should be canceled, blah, blah, blah. And they're not speaking from critical thought. They're not speaking from anything other than emotion. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how people tend to put emotion in the way of everything versus humor. You can't take on a joke because you're programmed. You're programmed to not even think of what a joke could be. It's just right away. Oh, that wasn't me. And you go on the defense. All of this is part of emotion. Well, anyway, there's other people that are mad at Drewski And so what it did for me as a journalist, as a podcaster, as a content creator, it made me think. And I thought to myself, blackface. Again, what is blackface? It's when a European person, and let me just get to it here. Because again, this is cultural studies night. Blackface actually began in the 19th century here in the United States. And during the 1830s, it rose up to what they call the minstrel show. What is a minstrel show? We all might have seen it before. It's either cartoons in black and white with a character with big lips, big nose, big eyes, basically stereotyping black people, right? That's a minstrel show. Well, blackface was created by actor Thomas Dartmouth Daddy Rice. That's what he called himself. Thomas Dartmouth Daddy Rice. He created this thing called blackface with his skit titled Jump Jim Crow. If you want to look that up. It was racist satire. It was dancing and buck jiving, clownery type shit. And he did it with his face painted black, imitating what he thought is blacks. During this time, this was during the antebellum era. So this was going on between 1830 through 1840. Once it got into the 1840s and started to get in a little bit past that, you know, it started to be used more as racist stereotypes, and it was popularized for laughing at us. Blackface lasted well into the 20th century. It didn't start to decline until 1940s and 50s. Now again, mind you, this started in the 1830s, and they didn't stop or start slowing down until the 1950s. And of course, you know, it was past that because we're still marked as looking stupid or whatever. Anytime they want to show us, they show us either fighting, like in Love and Hip Hop, or they show us eating some bizarre ass food, you know what I mean, or something like that when they're making fun of Africans. The way they show the ignorant side to keep the world thinking that we are dumb. The world knows who we are. We know who we are. But the fact that people play up on black comedians and black people, hey, it's been going on for a long time. And this is why Coffee Talk Podcast wants to bring this to you for open discussion. Now, some white comedians have made a comment and stated, you know, well, why can't we have blackface? Why is it fair that black people can do comedy skits on white people, yet white people can't do comedy skits on black people? Now, again, you don't have some great white comedians out there, legendary. Gary Owen, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Steve Martin. These are Hall of Famers. Red Fox is who I was thinking about earlier. I do apologize if I had a brain fart. Eddie Murphy. Bernie Mac. Richard Pryor. Legends. How do you feel, people, especially if you are of European descent, or if you're not? Do you feel that Europeans have every right to use blackface if it's in the juncture of comedy? Again, I started this with talking about, you know, comedy is laughter, light. Those are what the words I was using. Comedy is about bringing families together. So I ask, I'm not here to give the answer. I'm just narrating the show. Do you believe that European comedians should be able to do blackface? Here's another thought that I want to take you down. You ever been around some friends of yours, and perhaps they're European, and hip hop is worldwide, it's global. Our culture has always been, and people love our style. Have you ever had a white friend that used the word nigga? How did it make you feel? Did you let him or her ride with saying it? What does that say about you? This is not pointing the finger questions. These are questions that I want you to think about. Do you think that is acceptable or not? I want you to take that example and I want you to put it right back into our discussion of Drewski's comedy and Europeans wanting to play blackface. Where do we draw the line at on what's comedy and what's not? And why should there be such discretion in comedy when I don't care what type of person it is as a comedian, it's supposed to come and make everybody laugh? What's your thoughts on that? Come on and come on and drop on in. While you're here, make sure you go into the chat box. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit the like button. Let us know you're here. We'd love to hear from you. What's your thoughts on tonight's show? It's very interesting. If you want to see the skit and what we've been talking about tonight, make sure you go on one of the social wires that show video. We pay respect to YouTube. Obviously, our show's on YouTube here. Go on YouTube, check out Drewski's skit. 44 million viewers unwatched it already. It is a funny skit, but it is something to talk about. Can white people do that? Can white comedians go ahead and do that? Is it comedy? Where do we draw the line on what comedians can say or not say? And if we're taking anything away from comedy, then it's not pure anymore. Right now, we need as much laughter as we can get. So what is your thoughts on it? Go ahead and leave that in the comments. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mashuma Saba M. Saba. This is our cultural variety podcast show. And this is our cultural studies. Until next time, I'll see y'all, man. Can Big Uncle take a couple of days off? All right, well, I'll be back Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Coffee Talk Podcast Sports. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you come get some of this fruit and vegetables, man. Make sure you can get healthy. Again, we want to take you out of the matrix, sit you down, offer you some flavor. And whether that is wine, beer, a smoothie, a latte, a soft drink, whatever it is, we just want to make sure that you come on in, kick your feet up, enjoy yourself, enjoy some good vibes, great news coverage, great stories, and get out of the matrix. Get away from all that negativity. Right here. Come here. Check us out. Coffee Talk Podcast, the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.